for anyone who doesn't know or doesn't care. We recently, after many years of developing and building and growing the business and taking our idea to external parties, we finally got our backers, the funders. I was on the funding journey for a while, and we found the right partners strategically to join us on our journey in becoming the best at what we do. And so I've been keeping a journal on that, and once the funding was done and in place, I kind of took a stop for a second and just looked back at those journal notes I made. It was really insightful, it was really interesting, and the weird thing was, which I really didn't expect at all, when gone through it, a lot of people are really interested in the fact that you went through it and how long it took, what did you do, how did you do it. A lot of people seem very interested in wanting to do the same thing, much more than I ever would have, because before we went through funding, I didn't really have much of an interest in other people who'd done it. I almost didn't really think it was for us, and most people probably don't think it's for them. But having gone through it now, so there's a few people in our company who've expressed a real interest in wanting to know more about this journey we've been on, the journey I've been on, because a lot of them don't want to be me, but they want to go through what I've gone through. They want to have their own business. They want to be funded. They want to have success with building something from the ground up, something that matters, something with purpose, something they believe in the same way that I do with our business. So this is for you, really. It's you. This is you. It's all for you. I'm doing this. I inspired you, or you've inspired me. You've asked me, and I thought, well, actually, let me take my CEO ramblings, my regular post, and let me talk about what we did over the last 2 years. The highs, the lows, what worked, what didn't, where we succeeded, where we failed, all of that. And I hope you find this useful. I hope you find it inspiring. I hope you learn some things from it. I hope you get some insights, learn some things to avoid, some things to maximize and optimize. But I just hope it's useful. I hope it's entertaining and interesting too. I'll do my best. This is the first one. First one of anything is usually crap. So don't judge this one too harshly. Maybe give it 2 or 3 before you switch off and never watch again. But if you have asked me, or you do know me, and you've asked me about the journey, and you've expressed an interest, and maybe this is something that you want to do, then I hope you get something from this, because this is for you. I mean this personally. This is for you. This is the best way I thought that I could share it. I think your biggest wins will often happen just past the point where most people give up. This isn't for everyone, but it is for anyone. So there's a point, I think, in every founder's journey, and then maybe quite often, when the rational side of your brain just thinks of giving in, giving up, quitting. And in fact, it probably will happen often. And you're left with kind of the emotional part in you is very drained, tired, probably blubbing in a corner somewhere. And the only thing keeping you moving is your sheer will, your sheer bloody mindedness. Just refusal, I suppose, to lose. For me, those thoughts at least occurred quite a few times before our deal finally came together. But not just in the weeks before or days before, it was in the months and years before. Sometimes it wasn't pretty. But not just, I don't know. There are days and nights, I suppose, where you had that creeping suspicion. Maybe you've bitten off a bit more than you could chew. Maybe you're kind of you may feel a bit maybe trapped in like a Groundhog Day or business version of Groundhog Day. And this is the thing, I suppose, I always snapped out of it. As people of my generation and older would say, I just pulled myself together. And that's what we do. Just reminded myself that failure is not an option. There's lots of options on the table, failure is not one of them. They're all pivots. And I remembered from my many experiences over the years that success never actually looks like that, that hockey stick that people always draw on a graph. If you hear you dip down and then it's just always up, that's BS. Unless it's a hockey stick that's bent and broken into multiple kind of shapes, and it looks more like the close-up of a coastline on a map, because that's the reality. Sometimes every drop can feel like almost the end. Spoiler alert though, it's not, and it doesn't have to be. So you have to be resilient. You have to have faith in yourself. It helps if you've got one other person who absolutely blindly believes in and has faith in you too. But other than that, just resilience and faith in yourself to keep moving forward. Lessons, I suppose, for future founders. And this is for those future founders who are hiding in plain sight. As I said, most people quit right before it works. And I hope most people will know what that means when I say that. Is anyone who's thought of giving up but didn't, and then suddenly, pop, it's there, it's worked. That's what I'm referring to. Most people do quit before the real drop happens. And everything is temporary in life. So play the long game, accept that speed sometimes isn't always possible, but persistence is, sheer will is. You don't have to be more talented than everyone, you just need to be more dedicated. Discipline is everything. Discipline to miss going out at weekends and evenings. Discipline to sacrifice other things in your life that have been important until this new craze has bitten you. And momentum really does matter. The old saying goes, success breeds success, is so true. You got to make every small win count and just keep it moving. What would I do differently? I suppose over the last 5 to 6 years, I haven't taken much time off or out of the business and the journey. And once time's gone, it's gone. You're never getting it back. It's gone for good. So I'd probably try and schedule some more frequent sanity checks, sanity breaks, let's say. Something completely unrelated to the business that takes me out of the moment, makes me broaden my gaze, makes me soften my edges, and improves me as a person. Otherwise, hindsight's a wonderful thing, if only we had it in ample amounts, but we don't. So just don't punish yourself for actions and mistakes. Just learn, don't repeat, and get on with it. And I think that's my opener. That is my opener for this. For the founder files, as part of my CEO rambling, I'll let Amy in marketing decide what makes most sense to call these sorts of things. She's good at that sort of stuff. Again, find people who are better at you than other things. Let them get on with it. But we'll cover more of these. This is the first one. Again, don't judge it too harshly. Hopefully it's interesting. Hopefully it's insightful. I'll try to make it more entertaining. I'll try not to swear too much because I do that. But hey, again, part of the improving me. You're never finished. It's like anything. Nothing's ever finished, really. Keep moving at it. Keep working at it. I'll leave it there. We'll get back to more next time.